Skin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you see me, you know everything. Green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow. I put it down, representing for my team. I'm in green.
Manny, it's nice to be on a Thursday padded practice in week 9 and have everyone available. I mean, how nice is that to have everyone at your disposal of that?
Yeah, no, it was good. It's been a long time coming, it feels like, but we're in pretty decent health for considering it is week 9, and hopefully we can continue that.
You guys have obviously faced some good pass rushers this year. Where do Bosa and Ingram stack up among them? Man,
they are a great duo that can wreck a game. So, as far as they stack up as good as any tandem in the National Football League, in my opinion. I think those guys, I got a lot of respect for them. I know they've had their nicks as well, but went up against them last year and when I was with the Titans, and like I said, you better account for those guys at all times, otherwise they can wreck a game.
Given the amount of work that Devontae's been able to do this week, is it too early to say that he's good to go for Sunday?
Yeah, again, we're going to take it one day at a time. So you never quite know with that injury. It is a significant injury. I think it's one that probably most people don't understand how painful that injury is.
Matt, what's the benefit when you have a team that plays in a lot of close games, so they're used to it, but not only plays in them, but wins them? What does that mean for you as a coach, and what's the benefit as you get later in the season because you've been in those situations?
Yeah, I think it's just more or less the mindset and the confidence that you're going to find a way to pull out the victory. You look at the majority of the games in this league, and a lot of them come down to the last drive of the game. That's just the reality. That shows the competitive balance that exists in this league. And but I do think there's something to being able to, battle for 4 quarters and find a way to pull it out. And we've been fortunate that we've done that, in every game but one.
Have you ever seen it work the other way, where a team is in those games but they can't win consistently, and there's a sense of, oh, here we go again, kind of a...
Yeah, I'm sure that exists, but I think, again, the more that you're in those types of situations and you can find a way, you're going to remain confident in that you're going to find a way to get it done.
And how has Elgton gelled with that offensive line group and been able to fit in with those veteran guys?
Oh, I think he's done a great job, and he's got such a great demeanor, such a great personality, and those guys give him a hard time in that room, as they should. That's just kind of a rite of passage in that room. But to his credit, he's a tough-minded guy, and but I think we've got a lot of good leaders in that room, and they've really embraced him, I think, and taken him in and done a great job of guiding him. I think Adam Stenovich and Luke Buckus have done a great job of getting him ready to play, and just excited. I think he's played pretty well in every game this season.
Did he show you something on Sunday? That was probably his first game with tremendous crowd noise. I know there's a lot of communication and with the challenges of communicating in that environment.
Yeah, no, he did what he's done every other game. Just go out and compete every play. He's a guy that shows great effort through the whistle. He's finishes guys. Can't say enough good things about him.
What would you attribute your success on the road this year to so far?
Oh, geez. Our guys just like to compete. I don't think it truly matters whether you're home or away. Sure, it does in some sense that there is a little bit of advantage, especially from an offensive perspective of being able to hear. But as a team perspective, you got to go out and play football, no matter whether you're home or away, and that's just how it is in the National Football League. And I think our guys are, we got a good group of guys that are focused, and they can maintain that focus in those away environments.
I think throughout the league as a whole, the road teams might have a better record through it, at least than home teams this year. You can say there's not a big difference between the two, but is home field advantage maybe not as significant as it used to be for whatever reason?
You know, I would say that it's totally game dependent. You know, a lot of it has to do with the crowd and kind of who you're playing, but I think it's so game dependent on who's going to win the game.
Yeah, what did Alex Light show you, man? I don't know that I can remember a guy playing both right and left tackle in the same game before. What did he show you? Yeah,
it showed just great maturity and being a pro and being ready to play. I was really impressed that, you know, like you said, he played. I think he played 14 snaps, and they were meaningful snaps. You know, you're talking about a 4-minute situation where we had an 11-play drive, and I think the other one he was in there when we threw the screen out to Aaron Jones. So that was impressive to be ready to go on either side.
Matt, you talked about trying to limit the explosive plays on defense. I think 29 of the 36 plus 20 plays against your defense have come on first or second down. So I guess I'm curious, as a play caller, are early down situations kind of chances for offenses to take shot plays or to, you know, maybe catch a defense in a rotation in some way? Or maybe is that just sort of coincidence?
No, I think definitely that's where you're looking to get your shot plays, because not that you can't get them on third down, but I think generally the mindset is how do we move the sticks so we can get to first and second down and take a shot. So I would say that's the majority of play callers in this league. Now there are times on third down that you got to take chances, because depending upon who you're playing, some teams will play the sticks, and you got to throw beyond that in order to convert a first down.
So what's the challenge, I guess, then for you guys to try to limit that or cut down on that as these teams have had more success against you guys on first and second down that way?
Yeah, I think we just got to make sure we're playing disciplined football. You know, you look at last week, and not to talk about that again, but you know, we knew we were playing an explosive team, and we knew we had to be disciplined with our eyes, disciplined with our assignments, and that didn't always happen. And that's what happens when you're not. So I just think it comes back to playing good, fundamentally sound, disciplined football, making sure you know what to do, and trusting. I think trust is a big part of it. Trusting that the other 10 guys are doing what they need to do.
We asked a lot of questions about third down when it wasn't going good. I think you're at 61% the last 2 weeks, though. What's gone right the last couple of games?
I think, you know, when you look at it, we've been in third and manageable much more often. And, you know, we've had a couple off-schedule plays go our way. You know, that's the benefit of having the quarterback that we have that can create and extend. And the offensive line's done a great job in pass protection. So, but I really think you can attribute a lot of that success to the early down, staying ahead of the sticks, so you're not in those 3rd and 10 or 11 pluses. Because you look at early in the season, we just did this yesterday, just, you know, always trying to take a peek at what you put out there for everybody to see. And early on, there was a lot of 3rd and 10 or more, and we've just been able to limit those.
Are you still adding plays to your playbook? Like, will you go in a game with a bunch of stuff that you guys haven't done before, or is it maybe a little bit of a wrinkle here and there, but it's kind of what you've been doing? Yeah,
I think for the most part, you know, we got a pretty wide menu, and it's not like you show that each and every week, but we've got there's a lot of plays to pick from, but certainly there are going to be times where you're going to put in game plan plays. You see something on tape, you want to try to attack what you see, and I think that's a part of every game plan that, you know, each week that you're going to have some game plan plays.
Is that a few plays, a bunch of plays? I mean, is there sort of an average number that you mean kind of balancing it over the span of a season, if it 5, 10, I don't know?
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's so dependent upon each game, but I would say you don't want to just come in with a new playbook for the guys to learn. You can't expect them to go out there and and have success, in my opinion, they're going to be hesitant. And so you want to keep it familiar with the concepts that they've been working on for the majority of the year and really dating back into the off season. So I wouldn't say we have a designer playbook by any stretch. It's pretty consistent. It's how do you dress those concepts up, and what actions are you putting with them, both in the run and the pass game.
Matt, along those lines, how difficult is it when you see something somebody else does, and you're like, wow, that's really creative, that's really effective? Is it hard to incorporate that into your own stuff mid-season?
Totally depends. That's something we're always looking for, watching big plays around the league, how are teams generating these. But if it fits within the framework, you can bet we're going to try to implement it sometimes. A lot of times you got to make sure, like I think if somebody gets hit with something that you're playing, there's a good chance they're working on that. So it's I think it's a fine line of whether what you use on each week, because obviously if they've gotten hit on something, like I said, they're going to be practicing that. So the odds of them getting hit and beat on that again, I would say, are much less.
In terms of potentially adding something new, would it be something maybe you work on for 3-4 weeks so that everybody gets comfortable with it looking down the road? If you ever wanted to throw something in there for a specific opponent?
Yeah, I'd say so. That happens quite often where maybe you have the idea, you install a play on a Wednesday and with the intent of getting it dialed up in that game, but either your guys aren't ready for it or it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't get called. So a lot of times you'll push that to another game.
Oh yeah. Young Moolah, baby.